I was going to say, if maybe someone out there has some historical tidbits and nuggets.
Well, I bet they do. That segues into this one little chapter, because I read another thing in the Wikipedia page. Right before the 90s, like this place in the 90s, like it had this incredible like gentrification effort that happened. And before that, they had a nickname for this place, Slummerville. It was purportedly, it was the car theft capital of the United States. That's pretty amazing. Like, because why isn't that New York? Why isn't you gotta steal a lot of cars, like to not be like New York or L.A. and be the car theft capital? I don't know if it was per capita. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe people have 6 cars each here, and then.
Say what?
It was what do you mean? Like you were falsely branded? Wait. What did you say?
My birth was financed that way.
Your birth was financed that way?
Wait, was it like a mob racket?
Are you saying? Are you willing to come up here, or do you need to have a shadow across your face and like your voice changed?
Yeah. Are you in the relocation program?
Because what it sounds like we're hearing is that it was maybe it was.
Get on up here. What's your name? Cara, everybody.
I think what she might be saying. Oh, she's got like a Harmontown T-shirt. Oh, did you make that?
I did.
I get off on tangents. Very nice. All right, Sommerville. We may do some crowd surfing yet. I don't know if you heard Brooklyn, but I indulged a 40th birthday fantasy and crowd surfed there. Here, I think I'll just end up with an ass full of hot wings. It's not your fault. It's the you have more comfortable seating than in Brooklyn. They were able to lift my fat ass to the back of the room. Anyways, Cara, I'm assuming what you're alluding to is like some kind of organized crime chapter of your history.
Yeah.
So people were so they were just cars were being stolen and restolen and.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
So you would pretend your car got stolen as an insurance racket or what?
Yeah. Basically, that was it. And I have to say, like, this story runs through my family. Obviously, I wasn't there. But the hospital bill needed to get paid. And so, yeah, there was an insurance policy on the car, and it just happened to get left with the doors open and the keys in it.
What's that square that used to be, that was like the most notorious place for theft? What was it? Assembly Square?
Assembly Square, yeah.
So like you couldn't leave anything if it wasn't nailed down. And then in the 90s, like, well, how does that work? There were artists and
the T station came in, Davis Square T station. That's how you did. The MBTA, the subway.
Oh, okay. So the subway was built that allowed people to like kind of flood into Sommerville and turn it into what the Boston Globe called the best managed city in the United States. Like I assume that means the cleanest government and I don't know, like if I'm about to spit out my gum, like a robot comes by and grabs it, or I don't know what does best managed city mean, but sounds good.
So didn't the insurance companies here kind of like didn't they smell a rat, or was everybody profiting off of this?
I mean, I hear it was a pretty good time for a pretty long time.
You're getting nervous.
Yeah.
There's a red dot on your forehead. A laser.
Yeah, are we sure there's not a statute of limitations on that? Your parents are going to go to jail after this podcast drops?
Could we arrange that?
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, let's talk about this.
It's going to be a new crime wave. Somerville's going to be the falling downstairs capital of the world. A lot of starving artists that flooded into the 90s are now realizing that they need to weld something for a living. And
is there trouble at home?
Oh no, I'm just trying to keep up the tradition of mob. Mob death. I don't know.
Mob whacking your family?
Yeah. I'm trying. Hey, I'm trying to get made. You know.
Are you Italian?
I am. Yeah.
What, okay, and full 100% Italian?
Siciliana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Piacere.
Yeah, I know.
Is there anybody Polish here? I don't know. Wash your dupa.
Wash your dupa?
Yeah, dupa means butt. My Busia, my grandma, used to tell me to wash my dupa.
Nice.
Did I ever tell you about my great-grandma Busia, Jeff?
I think a little bit.
Yeah, she murdered some people. I think it's safe to say now that she's dead. I was going to say finally dead, but that would sound mean. I just mean finally in the sense that she lived to like 108 or something, and she took some fuckers out with her. Like she was
drink their blood or something. Or?
She was just hard. She was a hard drinker. She was a vaudevillian. She was.
Sound familiar?
There were. Yeah, no, they always said you should talk to Grandma Busia. You should, like you guys share something. Like maybe it skips 2 generations, like whatever you are. And then I'd go and like, what was vaudeville like? And she'd go, what the fuck do you think it was like? Give me a drink. I was on stage. I had an umbrella as a poodle. I don't know. But then she would we had to boycott Christmas a lot because she would do one of those things where she would point at her cheek and say, give me a kiss, and then she'd swivel into it and like basically French her grandsons. Like she was into it. Like,
Wait, didn't she like stab a dude?
She stabbed a dude. She said he fell on the scissors 9 times. I don't know how you fall on scissors 9 times in your crotch area.
On a trampoline?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I think that was like when she was in her 70s. So I think the cops thought, because we were watching a Packer game in Wisconsin, and like this thing came over they do local news stuff over the Packer game, and some local guy said, oh, here's a human interest piece. 70-something-year-old woman is being brought in for questioning regarding the possible homicide of her roommate. Sounds funny. And we all joked in the living room like, oh, Grandma Busia. And then the phone rang. And it was the police, and it was like her one phone call, and she had had a quarrel with this lover of hers that she was living with, and then we don't know what happened from there, but we know it ended with him dying after receiving a few punctures with a pair of scissors below his waistline.
Oh.
Wow.
And I think that the cops thought, she's 70, any sentence is a life sentence, let her go. And she went on a fucking spree for 30 years.
14 people dead.
Grandma Bush is amazing. Like I have news items on tape. I'm sorry, Cara. Pull up a bowl of peanuts or something. I don't know. I just want to tell you about my grandma.
It is well worth surrendering the liberty of a member of my family, through my stories to get at yours.
I mean, I would apologize for the tangent, but
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
She's getting off right now.
I should charge you for it. She at one point there's a news item that we have on VHS tape for some of you kids. There was a thing called VHS, and thank you, sir. This is this guy he's like a veteran in a wheelchair. I remember VHS. Thank you, sir. I got Top Gun on Betamax. I'm a real American. Me too. Sinbad of the 70 Seas, Tron. Yes. All right. Just leave me alone for a second. I just want to finish. I have OCD. Like, I want to finish my Grandma Busia thing. Like,
Busia means grandma, right?
Busia means grandma, so she was my,
grandma.
Yeah. It's like
salsa sauce.
Like Busia's like Mima, and Irish people say Mima. And some people say pop for like grandpa. It's like pop. Busia, she was Grandma Busia, so she was grandma.
Yeah.
So she's 600. So she was on the news again, decades after successfully murdering a man. This blows my mind. Someone tried to steal her microwave. We think it was like a drinking buddy that she owed money to, and like
she was 90.
She was like at least 90, yeah, something like that.
Awesome.
And she had a scuffle with this person that tried to steal her microwave, and the person took a butcher knife and slashed her in the throat. It's a happy ending. Depending on where you fall on Grandma Busia being out there. Maybe not for the police, it's not a happy ending.
Not for the DA.
And then she, according to her recollection of the event, like this person got away with the microwave, slashed her in the throat, and she was laying there for a while and was like, oh, someone will come find me. And then she thought, no one's going to come find me. I'm Grandma Busia. So she got up, wrapped a towel around her neck, and walked to the emergency room where they sewed her neck back up. And there's a tape that circulates among my family of the local news report that's like, oh, they didn't know, like they should have done their research and made this into more of a character, but this is a whole new generation of news reporters just going, hey, here's a funny thing. This really old lady got slashed in the throat and she lived and she wrapped a towel, and then they show this doctor, like they get the statement from him and you can see the emergency room behind him, and he's just giving a statement, and he just has this look on his face like he just watched an episode of the Munsters or something. Like he doesn't know what he's going. A woman came in and about 90 years old, and she had her neck slashed like all the way across, and I put some stitches in it, and she left. And he's so confused because everything he's learned about medicine has gone out the window.
But the weird thing was she left through the air conditioning duct in the ceiling.
I think I patched a golem. I don't know what I did. Was it masonry that I did? All right, anyways, back to you, Cara. Did you get off on that tangent?
We're in polite company, I should say.
Sorry.